Thursday night. It's a long weekend. It's Easter. There's pickle fish all over the show. But not only that, it's DVD, and I've got a host of guests, and this is going to be a feisty evening. Let's get right into it. What's going on, peeps? Welcome back to the channel. Looking more relaxed tonight. I'm not drinking my usual water. It is the start of the long weekend. There's pickle fish all over the place. There's beers all over the place. So it's going to be lovely. Not every day you get the Friday and the Monday off from work. This is like the World Cup of long weekends. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. It is Easter. There was an interdull of the international break, but it is over now. That also means the Prem is back. And if the Prem is back, my esteemed guests are back. So without further ado, let's start with my opener. Penny B, how's it going, my brother?
I'm all good. Can't complain. How are you, my man?
I'm well, man. Always good if I see you, my guy. Always good if I see your $1 million smile, my brother.
To be here, brother. It's amazing to be here.
It's gonna be a good one. And he was on the last time 2 weeks ago when he was in Joburg, but he's back in Cape Town. My Liverpool brother, Peter. How's it going, my guy?
You unmute.
You're on mute, my bro.
No, I'm just glad the Premier League is back. Internationals, I wasn't following that much, but I just want to see Liverpool come back to winning ways, so that's it.
We'll get into that. Don't worry. I brought a lot of smoke for you here in Cape Town. Don't worry, my brother. And our resident Chelsea fan, without further ado, the man that is smiling. He always keeps a low profile, but when he comes back, I'm sure he comes with the smoke. Master P, how's it going, Pascal?
I'm all right. And yourself, Mr. Peterson? 14 games defeated so far and counting. You know what? I got to be in a good mood.
Lovely. You
have
to be in a good mood.
Yeah.
You have to. I can only imagine, my brother. The German juggernaut, the blue juggernaut keeps thriving, but we're going to get on to that. And then, of course, we have to go with my bigger nigga, my brother Dale. How's it going, my bro?
Yo, David D, my man. Thank you very much, brother, for having me back. It's good to be back here with the guys. Peter, nice meeting you, my man. I see Devin started off first with one Liverpool fan, but now we have two. Yeah, shame, guys. Sorry for you guys.
He's growing, brother. He's growing.
I feel sorry for you guys, but the heat will be here tonight.
Glad. Look, for anyone that's wondering why Dale is here on our pod, he was supposed to make his premiere tonight with the Reds table, but the two guests had other engagements as well, which we understand, of course. So I can tell you the Reds table talk is coming. Reds table, you said, Adele, that's your show? The name of the show?
The Reds table, yes, sir.
The Reds table, yes. So we at this channel, we're producing quality rather than quantity. So look forward to that next week, Thursday. And without further ado, this podcast is too soft. We always have to bring our loud-mouthed resident Liverpool fan, Mr. Jigs.
Yeah. I bring the fire. There's the fire. When I see Bell, I get excited. I'm sure. Hello, Dale.
I just want to know why is Dale's show named after Liverpool? Dale, why is your show named after Liverpool and not United?
Reds is United, bro. With the Red Devils. Yeah, with the Red Devils. Peter's right.
With the real Reds. We bleed United red. You guys are so pinkish now because of where you're laying on the log. So you're not red, you pink.
It's yellow.
He's warm. He's on fire.
I love it.
Red is a tinge of yellow.
But then, you know what? It's good to have us all here. This is what I love. We all relax for the long weekend. It's not like usually on a Tuesday where we have the Wednesday, so we can have fun. We're up earlier, so we have a lot of time for a lot of guests. But let's dive right into it. I want to start with the first topic. And look, it was international break. But of course, what goes without saying is that there's always talking points. So I want to start on this because there has been a hot topic on the show. And I'll bring up the picture shortly. It's gonna come now any minute soon. Wait for it. Here we go.
Oh, Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro.
Let's start here. So Fernando Mayra said Cristiano's reaction is natural but unacceptable for the captain of the national team. You cannot throw the captain's armband on the floor and go towards the change room while the game is still on. It's not acceptable for a player. Peace, I'll come on to you first because you're a big Messi fan. What did you make of the incident? Do you think it's petulance? Do you think maybe such a reaction is needed from a big player?
I think the decision against him was harsh, but still, a player of that caliber, I don't feel for anyone, whether it was Gerrard or Keane or Vieira, everyone had their moments where they had done something that they shouldn't have done. And to be honest, Ronaldo had more than one. So I don't see this as his first one. And he was in the hot water already previously. And it just shows the type of person that he is. You can be passionate about something and it can get to you, but you must still keep your head. You know what, you must keep your head above water and deal with it in a way that you know won't come back at you and bite you in the ass. And he knew what he was doing. He knew that the decision was right, but still, whatever he did after that, whether it was punching the ref, taking off his armband, and in Portugal is different compared to any other countries. Their soccer is not that big locally like what it is internationally now. So the captain is a big role for them. You always see their captain is like in other countries. England will have 1 year season of football internationally and have 3 captains. So I don't think the captain role is that big. For them, it's more about being selected and playing. Where in Portugal and Argentina, the captain is like countries like that, mostly South American and that side of Europe, where the captain plays a big role because it's normally not on the centre back, the goalkeeper, the one that will control the team, whereas England would use that type of captain, one that can control the game. Portugal, they go for the big player. Argentina, they go for the big player. Messi is not the captain. Ronaldo is not the captain. You need a captain, a leader in a team that's going to pick up the team. Like I always refer back to Gerrard because he was one of the best captains, not just for Liverpool, but in England. Roy Keane is a captain. Patrick Vieira is a captain. Tony Adams is a captain. Lampard is a captain. There's more to it than just an armband. And that's, I think, what they're referring to when they say taking off the armband and throwing it down, because it's very disrespectful. You got that armband for a reason, to support your team. If he's losing the plot, who is he to then tomorrow tell Jota, don't do that? He can't tell Jota in the international jersey, don't do that. Because he's the leader. He should have been the one that
I wanted to jump in a long time ago. I don't agree with nothing this Bruce said. Not a single thing.
Before you guys go,
that's wrong. You just don't do it, Kla.
That's my opinion, Benny.
You the captain of the national team. That is a no, Kla. It's a no on every level. Doesn't matter who you are. Throwing the armband down as a captain is
my
wrong.
thing is, if you're the captain, the team depends on you to lift the team spirit when you are down. But if he's doing that, why can't any other player in the team, when things are not going the way, do the same thing? Because how are you going to accept Ronaldo coming to you and saying, don't do that. We need to win this game. We can win this game. Don't do that. How can you tell, if you're Ronaldo, tell someone in your team to do that if you're not doing it? Regardless of the
you have to lead by example. I actually agree with Beast on that one. I'll let you land now. Benny, first and agreed. The 4 of those watching in the chat, get involved. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know what your comments are. Was Ronaldo petulant? Was it needed? Benny, what's your thoughts on it? You said you don't agree with any of it.
Ronaldo was robbed. Portugal was robbed. You must understand the importance of this specific game.
Benny, before you go further, we're not going on about was the decision against him or for him. We're going on about his reaction to what he did after it went against him. That's what he did was right or wrong.
Yes, that was wrong. And I agree as a captain. As a captain, it was wrong.
Benny, before you go on,
Say Dale.
Lando.
Before we go on, we can't look at one part and ignore the other part. I just want to say that Cristiano Ronaldo is human being at the end of the day.
Yes,
he's a human being.
That's what I understand. Yes. 100%.
Then we can go
100%,
years
Dale.
back. We can go years back because I've mentioned Frank Lampard as a captain. We can go years back to 2000 and something, Barcelona versus Chelsea. How they were robbed there. How was the reaction there in front of millions of people?
Drogba's reaction.
Drogba.
Especially. Yeah.
But
No,
Frank
we're referring to
Lampard.
captains only. We're referring to captains. Like,
Yeah,
we
but
can,
Frank
we don't
Lampard
have
We're
to-
referring to Ronaldo. We're referring to
No.
Ronaldo.
Yes, but we're saying the captain role. That is the
Yes,
main
so
thing.
just going
The
back,
way
so
he
just going
reacted,
back.
the way Drogba went on in
Going-
that game. He was in there, literally in the dressing room. But it wasn't about the captain. It was about Drogba. This is about Ronaldo,
Yeah, but what I'm
but
saying
he's
is-
the captain.
What I'm saying is someone was robbed.
Focus on the incident. The incident as a captain, you captaining your country. Focus on the incident. Don't go to the past. The incident at the moment in time was wrong because you are the captain of the national country. It's your country, Portugal. I know the decision against him was harsh.
I think we're looking.
Armband is not right because they're really interesting
I
you.
think
to
we-
the
I think-
armband. It
Think
doesn't
of
matter
the
what place you
circumstance,
are. It is
Ziga.
wrong.
Think of
It
the
is wrong.
circumstance. You scored the winner. You scored the winner in stoppage time in a qualifier, in a World Cup qualifier that you are supposed to win. You're supposed to win this. Portugal was favorites for the entire game. They're supposed to win that game. They
I
didn't.
actually don't know
They drew. They drew and they were robbed of a perfectly legitimate goal.
Yes,
Yes,
Benny,
enough. It's enough.
we agree fully with that. The thing is his reaction to what happened as a captain. If
He's
he was
human,
just,
but that
he's a human.
He's
But they
human.
give you the armband. That's why I'm saying
The
when
reason
they
why
give you the
Ronaldo is
armband.
Ronaldo is because of that winning mentality. That is Ronaldo. Ronaldo
Yes,
will
but
not
then you don't
sleep.
make him captain.
Benjamin,
Why?
you mustn't have point.
You don't
He's
make
the
him captain
of
because
he's
if
leading his country. It's
the
a big
captain
I
deal.
understand that, James. I
No,
understand the
it's
moral
a
high
captain.
ground. I understand that. But at the end of the
Oh,
day,
that's
the
wrong.
man was robbed of a winner for his country in a World Cup qualifier, James. This is very
And I
And we
get
important.
also
you,
need
and
to
I
understand his
you,
emotion.
and I understand you.
Yes.
But
But the
we
reaction
need
of
to also
the
understand where the
captain's
player
armband.
comes from.
but you
I
need to control
understand
that as a
that. I
captain.
understand. That's
You
in the
need-
perfect
when you're
world,
the
Jigga and
captain.
Beaster. Jigga and Beaster, that's in the perfect world. Where you the captain, you cut off emotion. You can't do that as a human
No, I'm
being.
not saying cut off emotion. I'm saying
Was he
remember your
petulant?
actions.
That's the question. He's
Your
not
actions-
petulant. He's
But
human.
it comes back to
He's
the
a
point
leader.
where
He's
next
a
week
leader. He
Ronaldo
must lead by
comes,
response. He must be the leader. Your
it
leadership
comes back
skills.
to
You
the
must
point
be a
that I
leader.
mentioned
You don't
earlier.
be a leader by
Where
saying
if,
the captain's stand on the ground. That's not a
it
leader.
comes
Leader
back
doesn't do it.
to the point I mentioned earlier where if Jota does it next week and Ronaldo's still the captain, he can't tell Jota he's wrong. He doesn't have that right anymore. He lost that. As a captain,
No, how can you say
can't-
that Beast over one incident? No,
You
sir.
can never. I don't agree.
Let's not take away. Let's not
Very,
take.
very cut team won the
We're taking
Euro.
away this. We're taking
Who
away
was
from
in
this whole
France?
thing of
Not even
actually
playing.
what happened. No, guys, just hold on quickly 1 second. Let me just get this across.
Dale.
We're taking away now.
don't agree.
We're using
I don't agree.
his armband. He threw his armband to the ground, and he's now not supposed to tell anybody because of that incident.
I'm not saying he
Cristiano
mustn't tell
Ronaldo
anybody.
is-
I'm saying he as a captain
If it
must
happens the next
reprimand. He must reprimand
Yes.
his fellow players not to do what he did last week.
Okay,
He
I
can't.
thought I
He
understood it wrong
shouldn't.
here.
The refs.
I'm
shouldn't
saying you as a
rob
captain, you
legitimate
keep your
goals.
team together.
That's it.
You ensure that they do what they need to do. But if you're the one losing the plot, the manager's the next person to tell you, don't do that, don't do that. So we need to keep the team together. But now the captain does it. If the captain loses the plot, every other player on that field feels no need to step back because then all of them
Look,
could have
I
done
just
it.
think
They could have
players
all jumped in
react
it.
differently. Players react differently. To the public eye, it seems very disrespectful. It looks like how can you do that to the country, to the world, to the people that look up to you? But it's yet another corruption, robbery that's happening in soccer. We're looking away from that again, and we're also understanding
My
that
thing
Look
is
at
this.
Henri and Scotland. Was it Scotland, Davy, when Henri and
No,
Ireland?
Ireland. It was Henri and Ireland.
Yeah.
That was
Same
wrong.
thing. That's robbery.
Did you see
I'll
any
say that
Scottish
as a
players
principle.
running on the
I'll
field? They
say that.
saw it. That went against them. They were out of the World Cup because of that. Did you see them running and doing off? They also felt what he felt.
Bro, they had numbers in parliament about that game.
People react differently.
My thing is this. The ref can go to the Portugal dressing room and say, sorry, my bad, I was wrong. No accountability.
Yes, Cristiano Ronaldo at the end of the day, he's human being.
That's 1 point for Portugal.
That and because he played for
United. Portuguese. He's
That's the thing why we have two of them agreeing with one another. That's why.
It has nothing to do with it.
Look, Pascal, wait. Can Pascal come in here? Because everyone is going on and he's just sitting back and not saying anything.
Next for the next topic. But okay, Pascal, what's your opinion on it?
Please tell me your opinion.
So this is what I think, right? Best makes a valid point earlier on when he says that Portugal and Argentina usually pick the best players, right, to be the captain. Now, the issue that I have, I agree with Benjamin on one thing, right? So he says that we all know that was daylight robbery, obviously. I mean, come on, Portugal is supposed to win that game. But, that armband comes with great responsibility too, right? So, for instance, Ronaldo is like an icon. For instance, I'll give you an example. When John Terry, at one point, I think John Terry was captain of the England team, right? But he wasn't there on the squad, you know what I mean? And in this case, we've got Cristiano, who you always know the spotlight's going to be on him, either way, right? So that comes with a bit of responsibility in the sense that I agree that, look, at the end of it, I don't know what the consequence will be on the actions, but at the end of the day, that's the first thing that we all remember, him throwing the armband and going on like that. Instead of just kind of, keeping his cool and maybe losing it in the press conference or in the interview or something. Yeah, but not failed.
That's professional. That's wrong.
And
no retrospective action. There's no retrospective action like and the referee apologized. James, Ronaldo wasn't wrong.
He wasn't wrong, Benny. He was hard done. But his actions, he didn't think a bit further of what would have happened. Because, like Pascal was saying now, if Argentina doesn't qualify and Messi's not the captain, they're going to say Messi couldn't get Argentina to the World Cup. Regardless of it, other 10 players there, because of his stature, they're going to say Messi couldn't do it. Portugal 100%. Doesn't do it. Ronaldo couldn't do it. Even if he wasn't captain, the spotlight would have still been on him. He couldn't do it for his country.
Well, look, I'll leave it to the comments, or we'll leave it to a poll. We already wasted like 18 minutes talking about Ronaldo. Let's come on to something more at home. FFP, relaxed. Who benefits? Who suffers? Pascal, who do you think? I personally think this benefits Chelsea and Man City.
Obviously.
I think Arsenal and United are going to fall even further by the wayside, simply just because they've pulled the wool over our eyes in the sense that saying we have to keep within a wage budget. I'm purely talking about Arsenal. But how do you stand on the matter, Pascal?
No, look, obviously, I'm a money guy. I mean, obviously, Chelsea is going to benefit from this. But at the same time, also, I mean, that's like you kind of get the feeling that the bigger clubs will get, they'll get everything and everybody else will get the crumbs. And that kind of, the balance within the competition is always going to fall in one area. You know what I mean? And so at the end of the day, I might be happy about that because obviously we know we like spending and we like blowing up checks and all of that stuff. But you kind of have to feel also for other clubs like the Arsenals who, at the end of the day,
the people and like Louise.
The one thing, look, the way it's unfair is the following. Like, Arsenal, right? Arsenal's always had a track record of producing talent or at least molding it. And then what usually happens is that they mold that talent and then we go and get it. The bigger clubs go on and get that. You know what I mean? And that is not always a true reflection of the type of competition that you should have in the league, like the EPL, for instance. You know what I mean? So 100%. Obviously, it hurts 90% of the clubs and benefits probably 5% at the top.
True. Couldn't agree with you more. Jigs, what do you think about it? Look, I know you guys have also strongly linked with signing Konate. All of a sudden, FSG are coming to the party. Where do you stand on it with the FFP being relaxed now?
Look, at the moment in time, I'm comfortable with the club's decisions. Financially doing well. If Jurgen Klopp stays at Liverpool, which is gonna happen, we can have any player we want. Any player we want. You know what I'm saying? At the moment, it's a lot of rumors. I would like to just focus on the next game, which is Arsenal, and I don't want to go too far back with the signings because I just get disappointed because I've got hopes.
Tell us who you can sign. Tell us who you can sign, Jigga. Tell
We
us
still
who you
have
can
Suarez
sign.
money. We still have
Tell
Suarez
us who
money.
you can sign,
Anybody.
please. I want to know because the number one thing that everybody's talking about is Mbappe to Liverpool. Everybody's talking about Mbappe to
Yeah,
Liverpool.
at the,
Do you
listen,
think
Mbappe to
you
Liverpool.
Mbappe?
listen to me.
What do you say, Kenny?
Mbappe
You're
to
for it.
Liverpool.
Yes,
Listen.
tell your for Mbappe.
Yes.
Salah,
Easily.
we know Salah wants to.
We bought Van Dijk and
I
we
doubt
got
that.
him
Oh
10
man,
years later.
guys, man.
You know what I'm saying?
You guys are
Anything is
playing now.
possible. We've got more money boosted. I'm not saying we can. I would love to have Mbappe. I would love to have Mbappe. But at the moment in time, it's all speculation, rumors. We don't know what's happening.
There's a lot of things that you would love at this moment in time, but it's not happening for your club. Once a great team. Once a great team.
Once a
We're not
great
down and
team.
out.
I do
We're
not
not up.
agree with that.
Don't get it twisted down. Don't get
Once
it
upon
twisted.
a time.
Liverpool is on the up.
Mbappe doesn't go to clubs that was once upon a time great.
We are allowed to have the tax season.
You're
Liverpool is
not allowed
allowed to
now.
have a tax
You are the
Without
worst
injuries.
champions I've ever seen since watching football. The worst
Without-
champions.
What am I saying,
I've
guys?
never
Without
seen anything
injuries.
like that in my life.
Without
You've
injuries.
never
Right?
seen that.
Without injuries.
Injuries, I.
Without injuries.
Injuries.
I'm not even going to comment.
Injuries.
I will
One-
refuse to
One
comment on this.
connotation.
I
We
love it.
couldn't.
You are
Refuse.
number one
We-
Liverpool fan.
Wait,
As
Chica.
long as
Guys,
you
Hold on.
Guys,
Injury.
just before we go on, what is this thing about injuries?
Now,
Fuck
let me
that.
explain.
But the place of oh,
Let me
oh.
explain.
What's injury?
We never won the league. We never won the league for 30 years.
Yes.
When Klopp came there, he said
Yes.
we would concede 2 goals, but we'll score 5. We
Yes.
bought Alisson, we bought Van Dijk.
Okay.
The first season, we should have won the league with 97
But
points.
you didn't.
But we
You
didn't.
didn't.
The next season,
They lost the league unbeaten. Give it to them.
The next season, we won the league. Now we
So
must
what I'm hearing
retain
is
the title.
should have, could have happened injuries.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're not just giving me a hearing so I can explain what's happening this season.
Let me rephrase.
Don't be like
Should
that.
have,
Don't be like that.
could
Don't
have
be like that.
happened
Don't be like that.
injuries.
Don't be like that.
If you don't want to go on to the injuries topic that I'm referring to,
Now you want to
my
talk
thing
about the
is,
bus.
we
Don't do that.
lost the reason we
Don't
won the
do
league. The very first Merseyside derby this season, that was our reason. We lost. We went downwards because we lost Van Dijk. Everyone said the season we won the league, if we lose that Van Dijk, we out. Van Dijk was our savior. Van Dijk was our savior.
You signed 2 centre backs in
One
January.
player.
You
Not
signed 2
Van Dijk.
centre backs in
Player.
January.
Not Van
You
Dijk.
signed 2 centre
What
backs
is
in
your
January.
point? What is your
You
point?
signed-
One
What
side
is
allowed
your
us to
point?
have more clean sheets
Wait,
than
what
we
is
did
your point?
You signed
for the
2.
What
past
happened to
10,
system?
12
Whatever
years.
you're gonna
No,
say,
look,
A
Look,
team
what
consists of 11 players.
what I couldn't understand is
But now
I was on the
Klopp's motto was without a centre back and without a goalkeeper, with our striking front three, we're gonna score 10 goals. But we're gonna concede. But we're gonna make sure we're gonna get someone in that is gonna make sure we don't concede. So we got Van Dijk. Now we got Van Dijk. Now we got Alisson. We're not gonna concede. What do? 97 points. Next season, what do? We win the league. Because we have that we needed for the past 8 years. Because we could score goals. We could score goals since Suarez time. Since the Gerrard slip, we could score goals. But we always
He
conceded goals.
knows this, he knows this, man.
That's well,
Yeah,
I'm
no.
actually
I'm
actually
defenders
shocked.
this season.
No,
I'm
It would
actually
have not been
shocked
enough.
by I'm
Unless
actually
all 12
shocked by
would have
what
played
I'm
together.
hearing.
Don't do that, people. Don't do that.
You know what?
We're not done with
We're 25
FFP.
in.
Devin, we're not done with FFP. We're not done.
It's still my
We're
champion.
going to.
I don't want to get what I want to say across.
I want to
Is
get-
that
I wanna hear David's
Liverpool
opinion.
are the worst Premier League champions that I've ever seen. The worst of the worst.
I'm a
Ever.
champion.
Ever.
I'm a
Ever.
I
champion.
agree with you. I agree with
I'm
you.
a
And I thought
I agree
David
with you.
Moyes post Fergie was a bad season. But thank you very much for
Yeah,
taking
you
that
were
title
clearly
away
not.
from me.
Clearly not.
No, we were the worst retaining champions. This is our worst league as retaining champions. Yes.
No,
When last
but
were you
all
a
I've heard is
contender?
because of Van Dijk.
When last
All
were
I
you a
heard is because of
contender?
Van
Allowed to
Dijk.
have a bad match. We're
2013.
allowed to have a bad
When last
match.
were you a contender?
You've been chasing us for
2013.
years now.
They
Don't
are
get
We're
funny.
second as we speak, bro.
2013.
We're second
That's
as
8
we
years.
speak.
2013.
8 years. You weren't
United
even
is
considered a
It is.
contender.
8 years. 8 years out of this. There's still another 22
The
years
year
that you
you
guys
won
never
it,
won.
even
Right,
won
that
that
is-
year a contender.
We're second as we
Are we
speak.
still busy
But
with
look at
FFP
it.
or can we
But
move
look,
along?
at the end of the day, I just want everybody to know that if you continue playing like this, you might just qualify for the MTN 8.
I just want to tell you that if we continue playing like this, we still gonna remain the champions. Until City
Yeah,
lifts the
but-
trophy, we are still the champions.
To score the Dead Bank Cup.
You might just qualify for the MTN 8.
That cup doesn't even exist anymore.
Can
Like
we
in
move
all
on to
fairness,
Kun?
Can we please move on? Can we please? Devin, control your people.
I love it. I love it. Benny, you have anything to say about FFP?
My thing
Can
is
we-
this: with FFP, it was basically a policy put in place to stop City, Chelsea, PSG from the rest of the world. And
Madrid.
no, I won't say Madrid because Madrid
Yes.
brings in the revenue that they
Yeah,
can sign
Madrid.
with.
I'd say Madrid.
Okay.
Madrid brings in the revenue that they can sign with. Madrid itself brings in a lot of money as a club. They're the richest club in
True,
putting
yeah.
in revenue. Behind them is Barcelona, the third is United. So FFP is to safeguard those three clubs that can spend what they receive. Now all clubs don't. A club like City, for argument's sake, it's new money. So those traditions, the history is not there. Now, in COVID, nobody's making money. No soccer clubs is making revenue.
Very
Why
good point.
stop it now? Why stop it now? So that your Real Madrids can sign whoever they want because they know that they haven't received money this season. Bear in mind, they put people on furlough last season. So did Arsenal.
Mm.
It's not fair. That's my opinion. It's not fair.
No,
See,
man.
FFP is
That's
there for a
Roman
reason.
laughing there.
Arsenal
That's
put
a problem
the
is
legs on
laughing.
short
That's
time.
a problem, it's love.
That's what
That's a
did.
problem, it's love.
Was it also was on short time?
I can't disagree with anything Benny is saying, but he's right. He makes a good point. We fired 55 staff and then game of Bameng and William. We gave William
They even
250,000.
said Canosaurus. They said Canosaurus, gents.
We don't have
They said
fans.
Canosaurus
Ganasaurus needed for
and
the
furlough.
fans, so we'll bring him back when there's fans.
Dinosaurs. How
But
cool.
yeah,
Let's come on to the next topic. We're talking about from Ganasaurus is a legend. We're moving on to Kun that leaves City. I know we can go on all day debating who is the best striker in the Premier League of all time. I know you're going to throw out Drogba. Some will throw out Rooney.
Henry,
I'll
Van
throw out
Nistelrooy,
Henry and that.
Rooney.
But that can take us all night. What I want to ask is,
Andy
I
Carroll.
don't even know with who to start actually with this. I think Benny, let's start with you. Let's go right around the table. Who replaces him? Haaland, Kane, or Lukaku?
Manchester City's number one priority and the target would be Haaland, obviously, because he's the number one target for everyone. And I maintain that Haaland's destination will be Manchester. Whether it be Manchester City or Manchester United, it's whoever can give him the biggest contract. He's not going anywhere else. And if City can't get Haaland, I could be mistaken, but the number one target is Lukaku. And I think it'd be brilliant at City.
Yeah.
But both of
He
them,
proved that United is just kak and klaar. Because it wasn't he wasn't the problem. He wasn't the problem.
but
He was not the
Young
problem.
Ashley Young is a hund in Italy. Don't talk to me. Don't. Ashley Young is a hund.
Ronaldo was in
Darmian
Italy.
for Inter Milan. Darmian. It's not
Sanchez
just
is also a Sanchez top man.
levels, bro. There's levels. There's levels. Lukaku would be brilliant at City. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. It'd be brilliant at City. But the number one priority would be Haaland.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that he's United signing because of his relationship with Solskjaer. But that's just me putting on my United hat because I know that City can offer him a way better contract than what United could ever dream of. But Haaland or Lukaku for me is the only replacement for Aguero, not Gabriel Jesus.
No.
Fair enough. No, not Gabriel. Pissed. What do you think about it?
I feel Kane will not be a replacement because I don't see them signing a guy that's 28 years old to replace Aguero because then you might as well keep him. They what 4 years apart. I think Aguero's 32 and he's 27 or 28. So Kane's form has proven over the years that injury come, injury go. When he comes back, he's firing. When he's playing, he's firing. When the team is down and under, he's firing. So he is a good player.
Yeah.
But I think they're going more long term with the replacement and in the form of Haaland, Mbappe, Lukaku, even though they lied on his birth certificate. But
He's 73. He's 73.
I would like a player like Haaland or someone to come to the Premier League, preferably not City. But I think that City is going to surprise us all with a replacement because Jesus had his time over the years. He didn't prove anything. So if they use one of the... They can even change the whole setup where they can play with one Jesus. Just Jesus is enough for them because then they can use their Fodens and players like that to go the more Liverpool route where they don't play with a 9. Because that's, to be honest, that's old style football where everyone goes for a number 9 striker. Because you have to change your whole gameplay around that number 9 where everyone is focusing on the wing backs to then accommodate the left wing and right wing to not have a 9. So they have a false 9, but the attacking midfielders is look at Kevin De Bruyne, look at Foden, look at Bernardo, Gundogan. They have so many options, and the table shows that no one would say that if you didn't watch any games this season, you wouldn't know that Aguero was out for the whole season.
Exactly.
I don't
played
think
like
they
3 games this season, bruh. Like 3 games in the league.
And it was
look at the lead in the league. And look at the lead in the league. Look at the lead. Look where they are without the number 9.
Their
It's just
replacement might
the
not
number
be.
9.
No, he was next to Aguero up there. They played together all the time. So I don't think that they're going to change their style and break the bank by buying a big number 9 again. Because when Aguero came back now, he wasn't involved that much. Not because he was unfit or he wasn't in the... He had opportunities. The opportunities was made. It's just he couldn't finish. So
True.
I don't see them breaking the bank to buy a big number 9, but it's Man City, so they're not going to buy a 20 million player. They're not going to buy it because they can afford to buy a 90 million player.
Okay.
So it's going to be very, very exciting to see who they use to replace it. But I just feel they're going to keep the style of play because it worked this season and it wasn't a fluke because they were playing brilliant football. So I think they're going to continue playing with that, and whoever they're going to sign is not going to come straight into that team. It's going to be a work in progress. Same like when they bought Gundogan and when they bought Jesus. They weren't in the first 11 the first time, and I don't see Haaland sitting on the bench for the first 20 games and just coming on to make a difference.
I think that City is under pressure now to sign a proper number 9, to sign an established number 9, to announce that Aguero is not going to sign so early. I mean, it's March month. It was March month when they announced it. So they put themselves under pressure to pull out that City number 9. I mean,
but now,
one of the richest clubs in the world.
See, now you can go back to Liverpool, Benny, where you can say Liverpool is struggling. Why aren't they buying a centre back? Why aren't they buying a centre back? They're struggling. You can't say that to City. You can't say they are 8th on the table. Why aren't they buying a striker? They don't need it.
Exactly. 100%.
Where for Liverpool, we needed a centre back. And he didn't break the bank for it. He bought someone that was very much under the radar.
Two. He bought 2.
Yeah. Let's go. I want to come on
to the championship.
I want to come on to you actually because it's an interesting question to pose also. Luca obviously asked your answer to the question on the screen. But interesting points that Bisa did mention is the time that it's going to take for him to get used to the system and that type of thing. I know you've got your struggles with Werner while adapting. Are you even
Yeah.
looking at Haaland at this point in time, bro?
Now, I think just to answer the question below, right? Just as my opinion, I think it's two players mainly. And Bista stole two of my points that I was gonna make. The first is I think Kane is out in the running because injury prone and all that stuff, right? I don't think he's gonna be a suitable replacement for Man City. Number two, if you see what is happening at the Etihad, you'd notice that team is getting younger every time. Like players, they're all at least in their 20s. You know what I mean? And so look at that factor. I would think that Haaland would be the proper replacement because they need like you said, they need a number 9. This City team is a number 9 away from being untouchable, in my opinion. You know what I mean? And so, like I think it's either Haaland or Mbappe. I'm gonna throw Mbappe in there just because I think they can cut check to PSG to get him down to Manchester. You know, so I think it's between those two. But to answer your question, Dave, look, at the end of the day, I don't think Chelsea. I mean, it will be a bidding war because I've also heard rumors, but that Barcelona were also looking into him. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. It's. I don't see him choosing Chelsea right now. I think he goes to City if that opportunity comes. You know, and then maybe a Barcelona or so before he looks at Chelsea.
I think Aguero signing for Barcelona. I think he would be the big signing for Barcelona. The Suarez
Team up with
replacement.
Messi.
Yeah.
I don't know about that though. You know, just I don't know. Age-wise, I don't know.
Jigs, I'll come to you. What's your opinion on it?
Look, City can have anybody they really want. City's got the money. I agree with Pascal when he says their number 9 will be untouchable. To replace Aguero at the moment in time is actually hard because they don't need anybody to replace him. That's how good they are at the moment in time. So I'll be honest with you, I don't know the situation that City would have in buying a striker, but if they would want Mbappe or Haaland, I'm sure they'll break the bank for those players and they can afford to. You know what I'm saying? So I'll keep it short and say, you know what? If those, I agree with Bista. If they can come to the Premier League, that's a blessing. That's the main blessing. They can play in the Premier League, so then we can see what they're all about. The Premier League is very, very tough. You don't just come in and run away. It takes a while here, but unless you really that top dog. But you know what I'm saying? It's difficult. You'll see what happens.
Sorry to get in there also, Jiga. I just feel that also City's aim is to win the Champions League. Winning the league for them is not that big like it was 5-6 years ago. But now they want to win the Champions League. So if they are going to get the big number 9, it's going to be for that reason. Because their type of football in the Premier League, they've bossed it already. They can beat any team. The big teams like Liverpool, United, Arsenal, Chelsea, they can play the top 6 and beat them. When they play the smaller teams, they buckle. With City, they have not shown any grey area when it comes to the smaller teams. They're one of the only teams that would win the 5-6-0 against the smaller teams that you would consider smaller teams. And they've managed to then get to that level already. Because like Liverpool, when they didn't win the league, they would win Arsenal, United, City, but they would lose against 4 of the big small teams. And that was the reason for not winning the league. So I think City's main aim is still the Champions League. And to boss that league, you're going to have to get a big number 9. But I think that would then be the only reason why they would want to pay over 100 million for a striker or for a number 9.
Fair enough, agreed. But now we've already 40 minutes, but again, we're not pushed for time. We're here all weekend. I can chat to you guys even until Monday. Let's get on to the weekend preview. Jiga, don't worry, I've got something for you and Beast is saved. I'm waiting. I'm keeping you guys. I'm not chatting much to you guys because at the end of the show, we're going to chat a lot. We're like nearing the end. I want to get into the most boringest game this weekend. I think personally it's United Brighton. So I just want to bring up a picture here for Dale quickly. Just wait, it's going to load now, Dale. Don't worry. It's coming up now. Where is this? Damn it, Wi-Fi's. Oh, sorry, Dale, not that one. Sorry.
That's old stuff, man.
The wrong one.
That's old stuff.
Boring. Not impressed by that, gentlemen.
Sorry.
Not impressed by that either.
Oh,
And
Keep
that's
going,
what-
not impressed by that either. Woo-hoo.
sorry.
what
Hey,
are the evidence?
moving man, right? Here's
Keep
the
it
real
coming,
one though.
Kevin. Keep it coming.
That's the
Oh,
real one though.
lovely. Lovely.
Lingard to be offered a new Manchester United deal. What's your opinion on this? First and foremost, Benny's about to jump back in. I
Why
personally
now?
feel if your ex that you've been with for a whole couple of years from childhood days dump you and she thinks you're moving on to something better and she wants you back, you tell her to go and cut something fat, Benny and Ashley. That's just my opinion. But then, what is your opinion on that? And I've heard contract.
Look, Davy, your
Analogy.
what was the word that they used? Nah, not analogy. This is this word, man, that they used in what's your symbology about that?
Is
You know,
shocked
what's
by
your
that.
symbology
He's shocked.
about that?
The
Davy,
symbology. Okay.
Get
I
someone-
don't
get
know.
someone pregnant.
Benny, I scat, you think he's delayed, bruh?
Am I delayed?
No, nah, you're good now. You're good now. Nah, he was still laughing for that old pictures of Devon. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you now, and I've been beaten down a lot about this. Jesse Lingard, Old Trafford is his home, my man. Old Trafford is his home. You don't get rid of your academy players. No, sir. You don't do that. If you're born in the house, you stay in the house, my man. You know what I'm saying? So Jesse Lingard, yes, he is doing good at he's doing good at West Ham. Matter of fact, he's doing better than what I expected him to do. Let him play out the season. Let's bring him back. Jesse Lingard's not gonna be like, you know, no one expected him to be the Lingardinho or whatever. But at the end of the day, like they were like yeah, there were times where you could see we could get the best out of Jesse Lingard. But for me, like if it is that he has to move on to another team, West Ham will be that team. But I just feel like, you know, just to stick to that culture of Manchester United, the little bit that we have left of Manchester United culture, I feel like we just need to hold on to our academy players. That for me, that's my biggest thing, and I get beaten down a lot for that.
Now I got a
I
question.
don't
for
agree.
you. Okay, he's alone at West Ham at the moment in time, right? So
Yeah.
if the loan is complete and he comes back to his mother club, does he get first choice in the team? Is he number
No, he won't
one?
get first choice.
Really, actually, now.
He won't get
Because
first
you
choice.
know
That's
what?
what I'm saying.
Because you know
That's
what?
my thing.
That's
They're gonna
what
take
that's
him
what
for a
every
cut
player
again.
wants. That's what every
Yeah.
player wants. Doesn't matter who you are. Does he fit in
Yes.
that
The
kind of
reason
11 right
why
now?
the reason why I say he won't make first team. But what I'm also saying is that our best signing this season also was Alex Telles. Look how Alex
Not
Telles
Bruno.
pushed Luke Shaw to be a better player. I want Jesse Lingard to be there so he can push the wingers that we currently have. Do you see how Marshall's playing right now, my man? Do you see how Rashford is playing right now? We don't have a second player per position.
Look how Lingard is playing now at West Ham. He's shining.
Exactly.
He's got something back. That spark is back there. If he comes back, and remember, I think he's going to finish the season off strong with West Ham. Be fair on the player, but he is doing good there. If he finishes strong at West Ham and he comes back to United, what do you do with a player like that? That's a top form. What do you do with
Look, he should be happy
That's the
because
thing.
he should be happy because he should be happy because so far this season he played for two clubs that's above Liverpool.
That is
Bloody
what
hell.
Anyone,
you say. Clubs above the champions.
This season he played for two clubs that's above Liverpool.
Above the
You're
champions.
getting personal, Dale, you're getting personal. Right?
Did you say two clubs above the champions?
Benny,
You broke them.
My thing is this. Lingard's loan was never about ability. We all know Lingard's ability. Lingard's thing was basically morale and
Confidence.
form.
Game time.
Boom.
Yeah.
Game time, confidence. But Lingard at his best, a 10 out of 10 Lingard is not guaranteed a starting spot at Manchester United.
No.
He's not. He can be out
He's not
brilliant.
gonna
He
be
can
starting.
And I feel that he is exactly what United is missing when Bruno has an off game. But what he doesn't bring to the party is more than what he does. That's Solskjaer's opinion of him, and hence the loan. Remember, he went on loan to West Ham of the advice of Gareth Southgate, who told him, go there, do what you need to do, and I'll put you in the squad. Gareth, he did what he needed to do. Gareth Southgate kept his promise. Lingard is going to the Euros. But doesn't mean that he's going to be a United player.
But I feel it's unfair on Lingard to go back to United and have that potential on the
I agree.
I hear you, Jigger. But also what I'm saying is what United don't have at this moment in time, and instead of buying now an extra player, let him come back. Let him back to the United squad, which he isn't currently at the moment. You understand? I would say like I was a Jesse Lingard starting player, but bring a player back so we can know. I would like the depth. Do you know how sad it is that I only have 11 players and I'm second on the log?
Does Lingard deserve to be a rotational player? I don't think so.
No.
I don't think Lingard deserves to be a rotation. He's a starting 11 player. And he's not going to be United.
Because of 6 weeks
like
at West Ham.
saying now. It's like Benny was saying now
always
with a change, if Bruno has an off game, half time you can bring a player like Lingard on, he's gonna make a difference. But that's not fair on him.
Exactly, because that means
he is a first 11 player, but he's not the first 11 player.
Then it was not fair on the player. The player has all right to leave the club. Then
yes,
you know what I'm saying.
Yes,
There's certain things that we're not gonna be happy with. But my answer was just based on why I would like Jesse Lingard to still be at Manchester United, so that competitiveness can come back into that front of our squad.
Just remember,
because right now
he got this spark back at West Ham. So to a player as an individual, maybe he feels that United is not his home anymore. Just saying, because
he might not even sign permanently.
He was 4. Lingard has been at United since he's 4. How can that not be his home?
I didn't say
he got more goals than he got for United for the past 2 seasons.
It might not just be
and Lingard will walk into any Liverpool team.
I said it might not just be.
Stop it, Dale.
Lingard will walk into a Liverpool first team.
Are we going to pick it on? I agree. Brighton game, can we move onwards from it? Because I actually want to get to Chelsea, West Brom, Leicester City, Man City. Give me a so you got injuries lining up, Benny. How are you feeling about it? Even though Bruno is back, how are you feeling about it going into this game?
It's sad, yes. Bruno at least had his rest. He came back, he was suspended for the last game for Portugal. So he could come home and rest. They gave him 2 days off, spend time with his family. Come back, and train. Even though he only trained with Cavani and Fred and Tines. I think it was only the 4 of them.
and Matic.
But other than that, he had the well-deserved rest that he needed. Liverpool as well. I don't think Liverpool, besides Jota, sent a single player on international duty. Am I right?
Salah was in Africa.
Yeah,
Salah didn't play.
Salah, man. Anyway.
So,
everybody went away.
Cavani's back. Martial's injured. Rashford is a doubt, and so is Greenwood. But unlike other teams, we don't talk about injuries, man, because a squad is not just about 11 players.
Yeah.
There's enough players in a team to fill a gap.
And I will agree with that.
Look, can I just say something? Can I just say something?
I want to give Beast here. Beast, I want to say
something down.
You got to say something.
If I could play Liverpool every week, I would have probably won the league.
Exactly. You got to say something.
What, by drawing 58 games?
At least we wouldn't lose a game, Dale. At least in Liverpool, we'd be unbeaten.
Sorry, what did you say there, Devin?
Beast, what were you saying?
By drawing 37 games and losing 1.
Doesn't matter.
How you're going to win the league?
Isn't that how you got
Devin, don't be naughty, eh? Don't be naughty. You guys are 9th. Don't be naughty.
You don't worry.
Peter, what are you saying?
Predictions, like Cole said, let's move it along. Predictions. Dale, prediction for the game?
United and
United
Brighton.
and Brighton.
Yeah.
4-love. Out of the park. Pack your bags. Next game, please.
I'm writing it down here.
3-0 for me. 3-0 for me.
4-love.
3-0.
Pista, what are you saying?
1-1 draw.
I'm going the same.
No, Pista. It's not Liverpool and Arsenal.
scored,
It's
Brighton?
United and
Who
Brighton.
score? Who score, Vista?
Brighton
Lafferty is
and
not here.
United 2-2. Brighton and United 2-2.
I'm also going a draw. So, Chica, you're going
Wow.
2-2. Pista going 1-1 with me.
Oh,
Pascal,
you
Everyone
United.
goes, I'm surprised 1-1.
Brighton's gonna
Everyone
make
else
them
is going for a draw.
They're gonna scratch for Brighton. They know what happened with the Seagulls. They know what happened with the Seagulls.
Haters.
They
Dale,
have to
we have a
shut the
club
game.
haters. Dale, we have a club haters. That's all we have.
We
That's
do.
not-
We do.
One of that is an honest prediction. Not one of them.
2-2.
Cole's going
2-2
2-0.
at Spurs.
United. Pascal, what are you going?
1-0 to United.
Who scored?
Pascal, no, man.
Okay.
Guys, it's
Fair
United
enough.
versus
Look,
Brighton. It's not
there's a
Liverpool
reason-
versus
there's a reason-
Arsenal.
There's a
Thank
reason.
you, Pascal. Thank you, Pascal. Thank you,
There's a
Pascal.
reason why I'm
Charles
asking
also
you guys
received 3
that's
points.
because the winner of the predictions league from here on out till the end of the season gets a special prize from me at the end of the season. So that's why I'm asking. So I'm tabling all of this down. But let's move.
What's the
let's come
price
on.
that we know how serious you must take this shit?
Yeah,
What
what's
is
the
that?
prize? Don't come here, it's a surprise, and then we get we get a participation
It
certificate.
was 1,000 rand and we
You all
take
get
the calculators.
You all get a certificate if you
The
wish.
calculaters,
Give
bro.
us socks and wash
We're
clothes
calling
and
physics.
soap. My brother, you
Science.
can come with a proper
Don't
prize,
worry,
brother.
It all depends on the team you support, and it depends who wins. Dale gets it just
But
as simple.
Don't come here now with
I'm a adult now. What I'm gonna tell you, I'm
Don't
an
come
adult.
here
I
with
know, I know
with
Dale's
socks
not
and
going to win
clothes
the prize.
and
Because
soap
his
and
predictions is
shower
always
gel.
out because
I'm a
he's only
grown
betting for
man,
United.
sir.
I'm not because
Down,
these
Mister.
predictions was
I'm
never
United
right.
I've got
fan,
people
bro.
recording this. I've got
You
people
can shut
recording
up.
this. I'm not writing it down. But we can always slot back to it.
Well done,
Next
Cole.
match, Chelsea West Brom. Master P, how are you feeling about this one, my man? Win
3-0.
you 2 points.
3-0. Put me up. 3-0 for Chelsea.
Win you 2 points.
Very
Yeah.
confident. Very,
Get
very
it out of
confident.
Easy. 3-0 for Chelsea.
Who's your
50
scorers?
teams
You're gonna say
undefeated.
Werner, I'm gonna throw you with this glass. Who's your scorers?
Nah, but then don't do that to me. Nah. Okay. Mount.
You want to Werner?
Havertz, please say Havertz.
No, Mendy
Werner right
too.
now. So
Havertz
I'll keep
and
him.
Mendy too.
Yeah,
Ziyech.
yeah, Mount.
And Mount
Mount.
and Mendy too.
And
Giroud.
now, if he plays, that is the thing. If he plays, that is it. But like,
He
if
needs to
doesn't-
play. I don't know what Giroud must do more to show that he is Chelsea's #1 striker.
Yeah, okay, I suppose. But okay, I'm gonna give Mount 2 of them, and then I'm gonna give Ziyech the 3rd. Forget Giroud.
Why?
So
Yeah.
that's
No,
your
Well
prediction.
done. Thank you,
How-
Pascal.
I put Pulisic in one of the goal scorers.
Pulisic only come in the 89th minute.
Pulisic doesn't come on. The
He's
Pulisic
still
only
a
come on
bench
late.
He
player.
only
I
come
saw
in
that,
the 89th
no.
minute. It's very tough.
I didn't know he's still a bench player. Shame.
No, he-
America's captain. Ouch. But okay, he's a bench player.
For now, he's the
Captain
best.
America.
I actually want to stay with you, Pascal, actually, because win and you're
Yeah.
2 points behind Leicester. Drop
Yeah.
points and you have West Ham on your tail. So how are you feeling about that? If you win and let's say Leicester lose to City, do you think you can even catch third spot as well?
Leicester, first of all, Leicester will lose to City. Let's just put it like that. I don't think anybody's gonna beat City right now, to be honest. The best that they can get is probably a draw. You know what I mean? So I think 3rd is in play. I really do. I think we're gonna finish 3rd. If we've got 8 games remaining, no? I think so. Is it 8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nine.
United is only a
think-
point above Leicester. So
No, there's
3rd
9
and 2nd
games,
is in play.
Yeah, but you
3rd
guys
and
have
2nd is
a
in play.
yeah, but you guys have an easy fixture this week, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? But like, I think Leicester Leicester is there for the taking. I think we're gonna finish 3rd. Initially, I thought we were
Leicester
gonna
beat
finish.
us last time. Last time out,
Yeah.
Leicester beat us. And Brendan Rodgers, for me, should get manager of the season.
Yeah, he
What
should.
he's done
Yeah,
with that Leicester team is, but
yeah.
I
I
feel
agree
he's
with.
right up there with your Guardiola. And
Yeah, no, he
with the
he's done a
team
great.
that he has, above Guardiola. Yeah.
The only
Look
problem,
at smile of Jigger.
the only problem, the only problem,
Humble smile.
the only problem with that Benny.
I'm waiting for
Benny.
the juicy questions, man.
I'm
Come
listening.
on,
I'm listening.
Don't worry, I'm getting through the straightforward stuff, my brother. I'm getting through the
You
straightforward
talking
stuff.
too much of this puppet football, man. We know when Chelsea is winning, but we know Chelsea is gonna win. Man City's gonna win. Let us in the draw. Get to the big games, man. Get to the big games.
So what? I don't want to wrap Chelsea up to get your prediction in. What do you say, Chelsea? West Brom?
2-0.
Chelsea win.
Chelsea.
Chelsea win. Chelsea win. That's about it. They're gonna score all the goals. West Brom is
going-
useless.
Sam Allardyce. Sam Allardyce. Sam Allardyce. That's all I say.
I
That's all I
think
say.
Chelsea has got now the type of players that can unlock anybody. Sam Allardyce will probably defend because he's good at that. He's very good. He can play man to man. He can put five at the back, four in front. But I think Chelsea is just too strong now at the moment in time, and the unbeaten run and the upcoming. Anybody coming in the Chelsea team right now is dangerous. So I think that they can unlock, and they have enough players to unlock that defense that Sam Allardyce want to put up front for them. So I think no, man, Chelsea will win comfortably 1-0.
We'll have this conversation on Monday. We'll have this conversation. It will
He
slap
is
them
right,
at least.
though. Chelsea has a brilliant team, and now a brilliant manager. A brilliant manager
That's
that
dangerous.
I feel can bring the best out of that Chelsea team, and can bring the best out of Werner and Havertz. But it's not that easy. Remember, Una Emery won 22 games in a row. Am I right?
Nah,
Jimmy?
half of them was fluke, bro.
20. Yeah, but 22 unbeaten.
Yeah, half of them was
22
fluke. We had to
unbeaten.
come behind from and we drew most
Doesn't
of them
matter.
also.
Doesn't matter.
No,
It's
not having it.
easy. It's easy. It's easy.
you
It's
open
easy to
the
get
wounds,
a run
Kevin.
together. But to keep it,
Benjamin,
the consistency, that's what's when you leagues.
Benjamin,
Pascal, just wrap
opening
it-
wounds,
Pascal, just
brother.
wrap it up on Chelsea
I
as
don't
well.
want to
Wrap
know
it up.
about Unai Emery. Aina. Don't be so rude.
But he won 22 in a row, Chica. He's unbeaten in 22.
Yes.
And I mean,
Ah,
he
Past
had
tense,
that record.
past tense.
Ah,
He
It's
had
no
that
longer the
12.
club was past tense. You know,
Past
we move
tense,
on.
you can't twang me with it. Pascal, you said you just want to wrap it up at Chelsea. Pascal, you wanted to say something?
Now you see, these guys made me lose my point. Now I can't even remember what I was gonna say.
Sorry, Pascal.
Don't worry, Pascal. You win comfortably, man. Don't worry.
Yeah, anyway, we move. Shall we move on to the
3-0.
big one? Let's come on to the big one.
Southampton,
big one.
Fulham.
I'm mute. How do I kick somebody out here out of the stream? It's the champions versus the Gunners. Beaster, last time we played, you had Van Dijk fit. Everything looked like everything was going according to plan. I'll be the first to admit. Everyone keeps on saying that Oteta has Klopp's number. I said it's bullshit. The first time we won you were already drunk. The second time we won in the Community Shield, you were recovering. The third time we won you in a cup that keeps changing its names year in, year out. So, and you guys have had the better of us. You guys have had the better of us. Now, look, I'm honest.
When did they
Let's
get
be honest.
tired, Ria? It's last week that they get tired, Ria.
That's a mess, man.
It's last week.
Yeah, it's a
Food
mess,
poisoning, food poisoning.
Look,
Like
let me put it
ice
to you like
creams
this.
and porches.
With Arsenal fans, you either get the one that's on hippie crack, that's heavy positive, or you get the negative one that's the realist, and that's me. So honestly, our record against Liverpool that's stuck in the Premier League. So my thoughts personally, it does fuck all for us if we win. It's just gonna gas up a few men and get everybody ranking in their sock about it, but it means nothing. At the end of the day, we still
But if you lose,
Oi, I'm talking. You big people talk. You big people talk. You pick up your head. As I was saying, I've muted him. As I was saying, Beaster. For me, it does nothing. But if you win, are you thinking of top 4 aspirations as well? Or what does it mean to you? Or are you just even looking forward to the Champions League at that point? Being Real
I
Madrid at that point.
think I think our main focus is Real Madrid, to be honest, because top 4 for us relies on not just our wins, but there's a whole lot of teams that plays a role in our aspirations to get top 4. So the best thing we can do in the league is to get as much 3 points that we can get week in, week out. But the main focus will be the Champions League. We need quite a few teams to drop points drastically. Everton is below us with a game in hand. Spurs is above us, it has an easy run. West Ham is above us, it has Jesse Lingard. Chelsea's on fire. Leicester's on fire. So for us to get top 4, it's not just in our hands. If it was in our hands, I know Klopp would have then put everything in the league to get that top 4. So I think we're going to focus more on Champions League and use. I'm glad Curtis Jones scored for the under 21s. Jota scored. So our attackers is coming back to life from the international break. So that is what we needed. I remember the last podcast we had about 2-3 weeks ago, where I was mentioning our front 3 and front 5 was also misfiring. So they are back to scoring ways. So even without Van Dijk, Nat Phillips for me got Player of the Month last month. So he is a big improvement for us. So I feel if him and Kaba can pull a few strings at the back, I don't think Trent will even start now because Klopp is working around Trent, showing him that he's not really the top right back now. Even Robertson is also shaky. He got the assist last night for Scotland. But
a brilliant assist, just by the way. Did you see this?
Tierney got 3.
You this beautiful.
Tierney got 3 though. Let me just say that.
I didn't see that, sir.
Say again.
Carry on, Bruce. Carry on.
Sorry, what did you say, David?
I said Tierney got 3 assists last night as well.
Yo, but he's assist also though. Yo, he was honed last night. He was honed.
Carry on, Beast.
Anyways.
So I feel that we're gonna score a lot of goals this weekend. Even though if we played City this weekend, I feel like the morale of the team in training is completely different to what it was a few weeks ago. So I see Liverpool at least putting 30 past Arsenal, but I don't see us keeping a clean sheet. So my score prediction for there is about 3-1. 3-1.
Okay. I see Taylor's gone sideways once he sorts himself out and brings himself in line with everything. Chicks, I want to come on to you.
Tell is staring on his head for Peter's comments.
Maybe tell is sideways. We don't know.
He don't agree.
Chicks, how do you feel about it? Look, I will honestly say Arsenal are not proactive when they start games.
Sorry about that, guys.
Now it's chilled. You can jump back in. Okay, you're fine again. Look, Chicks, I'll be the first to admit, this season Arsenal are not proactive. They are reactive in certain games. You only have to look at the Spurs game. We were all over Spurs. We then conceded first, then we reacted. West Ham, we were 3-0 down. Yes, people can twang me by saying, yeah, we showed fighting spirit, but why were we 3-0 down in the first place? I personally feel we need to take this game within stages of 20 minutes at a time, because in the first 20 minutes, if we start the way we did against West Ham, the game is done and there's no hope of coming back. But how do you feel about it, my bro?
At the moment in time, I've been following our training camps and our players with international break. The international break did do good for Liverpool. We needed this. We needed a break because we had so much things happening. It's so quick. We mentioned in the last podcast as well that for Liverpool to be consistent, we need to win 3 games in a row. This is the first Premier League game. The last game we won before the international break, we only won 1. So I think we still need games that will still come on. Thank you to Van Dijk for getting form again. He scored. Same with Mane, Salah, Jota. All those players that went, they came back healthy. We need that. I can't speak for Arsenal at the moment in time. At the moment in time, they're a bogey team. On the day, I don't know what's happening to them on the day. They can be as good as the top 6 or top 4 players, or sometimes they can be as worse as the bottom teams. You know what I'm saying? All respect to them. But at the moment in time, I can't tell you what's going to happen. All I know is the accountability within the Liverpool camp right now and the desperation to want to make things right, I think that we can put our best foot forward coming this weekend, and we can give Arsenal a massive headache. And that's what I want to do. I know you also support them, but I think we deserve at this moment in time for us to get back to where we really are. Because we're not a bad
Fuck
team.
you. Why
Look
did
at
you
the
deserve
situation.
that? Why did you deserve that? You
Listen,
can never
listen
say
now.
that.
Don't get aggressive. Listen first. You get aggressive. A drunken, you must
You
follow.
have no entitlement. You have no right to the title, bro. You
No,
win
but
it
I
if
said it.
you supposed
I
to.
just said
You
now.
don't
No,
deserve
you
shit.
are. I just said now. My first thing I said, we're getting back. We're getting back from the international break. Before the international break, we won one Premier League. Before that, we won Leipzig. That's not enough. So what I'm saying is, it's time for us to get back together, and we must give. I want to give Arsenal a headache. I want to punish him if I can at the moment in time. But at the day Arsenal can come to you, Arsenal can be. You know what I'm saying? They can
Arsenal's
be.
the
They
full
can. At the
team,
moment
just
they are
by the
broken.
way. Arsenal's the favorites
Sorry.
for this game. Arsenal's the favorites for this
Okay,
game.
fine. Fine.
They're the
They're the
form
favorites.
team.
Fine. All I want to do, I want to give Arsenal a headache, man. That's it. On Saturday, I want to give them a headache.
It's
That's
gonna be
my
a fuck the
turn.
game. It's gonna be a fuck the
And
game.
now, you
It's
know
gonna
what?
be a fuck the
I'm
game.
hoping for the into, and I'm hoping for a fast game. I'm looking forward to a fast football game because I like
Like
that.
a
They got some
5-4.
good strikers.
I feel it's a 5-4. It's a 5-4.
You know what? Let Dale
It
land. Dale is
feels
actually
like it's
putting up his hand.
All I'm saying is, I want to see a fast game. If they play with
Alright.
Lacazette and Aubameyang and Pepe, it's gonna be a nice end-to-end game. I'm looking forward to an end-to-end game.
Especially if your front three play the way they play and they know that this is a Moors game, because I feel of Liverpool this season is like
Every
they're
game,
coming to the
every
games.
game for Liverpool is a Musa game. We don't have a small game. Every
Do you
game is
feel
a Musa
that
game
in
for
the
Liverpool.
season, Chica? Do you feel that way when you watch your team play? I don't think
I'm
that's
the
the case,
support.
though.
What do you mean? Say again,
I don't feel
sorry.
like I don't feel like they take it as this is a Pusa game, this is a Moors game. They don't take it like that. That's
No,
how I
I
feel.
think
It's
every
like
game.
they
No,
will play to
our situation
62%.
we are at now at the moment in time, where we are at now at the table, every game is a big game for Liverpool. At the moment in time, every big game, because we would like to win every game. So I think I take every game with respect and a challenge everybody heads on. There's only one good news. I don't wish bad on any player. I don't wish bad on any player. But I don't even heard Sergio Ramos is injured, so he's not going to play. Clasico is not going to play against Liverpool. That's something. Yes, that is something that Liverpool can capitalize on.
Wow.
Just like
That's
I
something
wish he
capitalize on
fucking
in the Champions
never
League.
comes back.
You know what I'm
He's
saying?
in the one
That's
that
only,
broke Salah's shoulder.
That's what I'm saying. I wish he
yeah,
fucking never
it's
comes back.
karma. It's karma. But at the end of the day, I feel if my front three, if they're in the mood, because when it comes to Arsenal, it's always a high scoring game, and I'm expecting something special on Saturday, but
Alright.
I'm actually looking really forward to it.
Let's just
And I
take
would
some
like
Moors
to see
game.
us Arsenal achieve. So
It's
five, man.
not.
So
It's
five.
not that
It's
much
five.
of a big
Five.
game.
Five. Who the hell do you think we're playing
I'm
against?
gonna come back to the point that I made for the last
I'm joking.
podcast.
Let's Bruce at 5. Let's
Yo, not just five. Shoot that. Who does he think he's playing against?
You know, what's that? I mean, what's that? You got David
Yo.
Luiz, God and Salah. You got Zaka. You know that guy. He's dodgy every week. So you got some.
Bruce
You
at
got
5.
some.
He said 5.
No shame, Davy, man.
Bloody hell.
Now,
Go.
man.
Okay, anyway, go. Let me go. Let me
Now,
go.
David, my prediction for the game. I'll be honest. Not
No,
five. Now,
you
2-0.
already said your 5.
I want 2-0 to Liverpool. For me now to score.
Who
And
scored?
Sadio Mane. For
Okay.
me now and
Not
Sadio
Salah.
Mane.
Not Salah.
Now he's gonna assist.
Okay, fair enough. Pisa, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I'm just going back to what we said on the last podcast where we lost Van Dijk, but we had our front three firing.
5.
So if we don't have that front three, we're always going to struggle every game. And that was Liverpool this season. We had no Van Dijk, but we also didn't have a front three. So I feel
Go
that
sideways again.
the front three that we're going to get this weekend is not going to be our Mane, Salah, and Firmino. I feel we're going to get a change in there with
Jota.
Jones and Jota
Jota.
coming in.
Yeah.
And I don't think Firmino is going to make the team. again. So
No,
I feel
you won't drop. You
No,
won't drop
please,
Firmino.
No, I don't
He's
think
He's
gonna
not gonna
keep.
drop
He's
Firmino.
gonna keep Gini Van
let's
Helden.
make a bet.
Gini Van
Let's
Helden
make a
will
bet.
form for Bino
100%
and
now.
Thiago.
Bet is on.
100% now.
Bet is on. Firmino's
What?
out of the team.
Firmino is
This
starting, bro.
weekend. Why?
Yeah.
Firmino
No,
is
that's our
starting.
bet. That's our bet.
I'm telling you now, Firmino is starting.
Okay.
But why
That's
wouldn't
our
he
bet.
start?
No,
Why
that's our
wouldn't he
bet.
start?
We discussed it on
So why
Saturday.
wouldn't he start?
I'm just saying.
Why wouldn't
I'm
Firmino
just
start?
saying. The way that
Like,
club is sizing up and the way they're training, I don't see Firmino starting the game on Saturday. It's going to be Curtis Jones, Jota, Salah, Mane. That's going to be the four to work around besides Firmino. Remember
I
Firmino
think Thiago,
came back early
Fabinho,
already.
and
They,
Gini Van Helden is our midfield. That's our
now I'm talking
midfield
about
this
the
weekend.
front three.
Let's
The
talk about
front
the
three.
front three. He's saying Firmino's not gonna
I know
start.
he's saying.
okay. Look,
You
Pascal,
want
I want
Jota
to
to
bring
start?
you actually. I hope you're gonna be on my side with London guys again. Look, they're both feeling confident, Jigga and Beast, and by all means, I give it to them. They've been all over us, but for once, I actually feel they are a wounded animal, and we've got nothing
Yeah.
to lose. We've got youngsters like Smith Rowe, Saka, Odegaard, like I said,
Saka's not
playing
gonna
off
be
them.
available for this game, man.
Who?
Who?
Okay,
Saka.
maybe not Saka, but I mean we got Travis Scott, Aubameyang there as well. So we are at home. Do you think that
But
maybe
Kevin, you guys are the form team, though. You guys are the
exactly
form
what,
team.
which is why I was gonna ask Pascal. Do you think that maybe we can actually get something out of this game?
So before I answer that, and I just want to ask Jiga one question. Like with Madrid coming up in midweek, do you really believe he's gonna go on like as if he's gonna play the full squad? You know what I mean? Like with all the big names.
Brilliant
100%.
point,
Good question.
Pascal.
But
Brilliant
I
question.
would think when it comes to Arsenal, he will put out a proper strength team because of the international break. The players that stayed behind, was a lot of players stayed behind. That they had injuries, that's all coming back. So we
Majority
had
of your
quite
team.
a good squad that stayed home. So the players coming back, that's all on form. I think he will come with a strong team against Arsenal, and I think if that's successful, he'll use the same against Real Madrid. Because when we're playing for form, we've got no form. We only won one Premier League game after our 4 losses or 5 losses. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think there's no excuse. He shouldn't. If he respects Arsenal that much, that could be a mistake.
Because you know why I asked that question now? Because like when you look at the table, you guys making top 4 is dependent on all of us screwing up above you. You know what I mean? So
Exactly. Even the game was a big game. Even the game was a big game. We must come out fighting.
yeah, but
We
I,
must
I
come out
just
fighting.
Pascal.
I just thought that maybe he saves the most of the guys for that Madrid clash, because I mean that's something that he could actually win. You know what I mean? But back to the question, Dave.
But Pascal, but there is no longer Madrid. Madrid got about in their first 11. They got 6 young players. They're starting off, which are good players. Players. But everything changed when it comes to European nights. When it comes to Madrid or Liverpool, European nights is completely different. These people tend to stand out. But also the Premier League game that's coming on Saturday, Liverpool and Arsenal, is opportunity for those players to hit form in order to get their spots in the Real Madrid team, to play against Real Madrid. You know what I'm saying? So this weekend, there's no reason to look at Arsenal as a lower list team, which I don't think you should do. I think you should take Arsenal serious, because if they want
Even
to, they
a
can.
lower list team.
Yeah, lower list. I know.
We're mid-table with you for a reason, bro. So I can't disagree with that.
A lower
We're there for a
list team.
reason, my brother. We're there for a reason.
That's one more way of putting it, bro. A lower list team.
I think the game ends 2-2 as a draw. I really do. I think it's
After
gonna be
Arsenal win this game, to be honest with
I
you.
was a draw actually. I was also gonna go for a
Arsenal
draw.
win this game. After
Because,
Arsenal win this game 3-2. Aubameyang 1, Lacazette 2.
Wow.
Bruh,
Okay.
Arsenal's the form team. Liverpool.
No, but you know what? My prediction.
Let's give Aubameyang shots.
Stop drinking, my bro. Benjamin is drunk, Debbie, man, bro, man, it's drunk, man. Talking about 3-2 and stuff, man.
You just drunk,
Ah,
baby.
man, but sober up. What's wrong with us, brother?
No, bro.
You
Arsenal
were gonna say
win,
something,
bro.
Pascal?
Yeah, I was just saying that I agree with Bester when he said that look, goals are gonna be scored. You know what I mean? There'll be goals in this
Yeah.
game, but the same thing, I think both teams will concede a bunch of goals. So because of that, I think it'll be like a 2-2 type of draw. Yeah.
3-3. There has been 3-3s in the past. 4-4s.
There's been
There's
4-4.
been 4-4. Ashaven.
Ashaven.
I'm not gonna go for a 4-4 because I want to win that prize that you're gonna give the winner of these predictions.
Yeah, don't worry.
I don't wanna go
3-1.
crazy with.
Nah, don't
Probably-
worry. The prize is
No.
coming. I just want to wrap this up. So, Beaster, your prediction?
3-1. Sticking to
Pascal,
3-1.
yours? Pascal,
Who,
yours?
me?
Pascal,
Pascal.
2-2.
yours, Jigs?
2-2. I
And
say
yours,
2
Jigs?
no Liverpool. 2 no Liverpool.
Benny?
3-2 Arsenal.
I'm going 1-1.
Jota 1, Salah 1, Aubameyang 2, Lacazette 1. That's my goal scorers. And it's gonna come just like that, gents.
Like
Exactly.
right.
remember, Arteta never play like I said, Aubameyang and Pepe together now. They never
He
play
did
together.
He did already.
They don't
He
play
did a few
together. They
times.
play in Ketia and Saka and all the
I wouldn't
others.
want Pepe to play that game.
Ask him.
I wouldn't want
They
Pepe to
play.
play that
You
game.
play
To be
Smith Rowe
honest
before he
with you.
plays Pepe.
I wouldn't want Pepe to play that game.
I also
I
want
I
Pepe to
want
play.
Saka to play that game. Saka
Yeah.
for me is the danger. I don't want him
Me
to
also.
play. Saka is
But
the
still,
one
quality
there.
players. You don't start them. You don't start them,
Saka.
bro.
And that's my
Saka's the
issue
only
with it,
Arsenal.
because
Saka and
this-
Odegaard. Odegaard
You know what,
controls that
David?
game. He's a baby De
David,
Bruyne.
what did I say?
People don't
what
see
Onel
that
guy,
baby De Bruyne role of
Sapilo.
Do you think
Odegaard.
you're gonna sign him full time, Devon? Odegaard? I think he'd fit perfectly in Arsenal. Like
I'm
Uzo when he
fine.
started.
Go ahead.
Like Uzo when he came to Arsenal, that the Uzo assist king. I feel Odegaard has that same influence on this Arsenal team right now.
I just see the potential that Odegaard has and the cleverness of how he plays, man. When he has the ball,
yeah.
man, he doesn't pass it when he's not supposed to. He holds three players up and then plays the pass. Where the other player just, like, if you pass the ball to Xhaka, he's going to make the game flow or he's going to give a big pass. Where Odegaard knows now is the time to pull three, let one run around me, then pass the ball. Pass
And
the ball
always forward
early,
with
pass the ball
Odegaard.
late.
Always
He
forward.
knows that.
Always forward.
And he always, but the type of passes that he makes, it's only the right pass. Always.
Exactly.
Like he would play, you would see him as he plays the ball early. Then the next 5 minutes he holds the ball up. But why does he do that? Half time you would see when they show the analysis of why he's holding the ball up,
Oh, yeah.
it's for a reason. But then you get
Yeah.
Tierney running down the line, that's when he plays the ball. When he plays it
Exactly.
early, Lacazette is onside. He's so clever with the ball and not seeing the play. Like you can see, he can't see what's happening around him because of where he's looking, but he knows what's happening. That's what
Does
makes
he
him
start in Arsenal?
a good
team?
player.
Does he
He's
start?
starting now. He started
Yeah.
the
Every
last
day,
three games.
every day. Every day of the
game
week,
since
you
he
can,
came.
he's
Since he
levels
came.
above them all.
Yeah. I also agree. And he
He's in my
shows
fantasy.
the lack of quality to Ceballos. Ceballos, we all thought was not the fuck. Odegaard is one.
Nah, he
Oh,
must
Nah,
go
he
back.
is.
Look,
No,
like
you
back
must.
to Chico, what Chico was saying is there's no cohesion in the team, so we don't know what we're gonna get. Like you guys at least know, and when I say you guys, I'm referring to Beast and Chicks. They at least know 5 out of the 11. They know at least that's guaranteed starters. We don't. I don't know if he's
Okay.
gonna. He could play Odegaard, Smith Rowe, and then he will rest maybe Lacazette or whatever. So and there's that
Mm.
comes in with cohesion, and he doesn't build any cohesion. There's no cohesion in the side. I don't know what centre back pairing is gonna play. Look at West Ham. Gabriel has been our best centre back. He drops Gabriel for West Ham. He plays Callum Chambers on the right side. So I don't know what I'm gonna get. I'll judge. I'll make my call after I see the lineup, and then I'll take it from there. But I will still say 1-1, honestly. And
I
final
think
two
it's going to be that
questions.
tight. I feel both sides is going to be very open for more
I
than.
hope not. My
goal
heart
in the
can't
game.
handle
That's
it.
why I
hope
said
not.
3-2. Because
I
I feel
hope
it's going to
not.
be an open game.
I hope
Yeah.
not. But look, we are in April. We're 1 month away. There's two questions I want to ask us just before we wrap up. We still have 10 minutes. And I want to go around quickly. I'm going to start first with who do you guys think is Young Player of the Year? So, Beast, because you're the closest to me, I'll start with you. Who do you think wins Young PFA Player of the Year thus far?
Foden.
Yeah.
Okay.
For me,
I agree. I
Foden.
agree. I
Has to
agree.
be.
Okay, you also go Foden.
Because
Pascal,
what he
you?
did by City and he did for England, Foden.
Foden.
Jigs,
I think
you?
it has to be Foden.
Okay, Pascal, go ahead, Pascal.
For me, it's Foden as well. I mean, if you see what he's done, like, I mean, just the responsibility that the guy carries himself with at such a young age in that team. Like, he can be replaced by anyone in that City team, but he's kept his place in it. You know what I mean? Like, in all the big games, this guy has been key. You know what I mean? So I just think it has to be Foden. And for Pep Guardiola to trust a young guy like an Englishman, you know what I mean? When he can easily go somewhere else and anybody, I think that's be Phil Foden.
And it's normally a foreign coach that would come with his youngster, but it's not an English youngster. It would be like the young Portuguese star or the young Brazilian or whatever. Because he's English and Pep is not, makes a big difference.
That just shows you the confidence that he has in him. And yeah, I mean, obviously, he's going to win the league and he's going to be a big part of that. So it has to be Foden.
Okay.
A close number 2 would be Saka.
Mine is Saka, and I'll tell you why. I don't want to hear Jiggers.
I was gonna say Saka as well, but only because why I agree with the Foden because of Man City's situation at the moment where they're top and they're in the Champions League. So you give it to a player because of where their club is, ranked
And
at the moment.
sorry, Jigger, to come in there, but technically it's easier for Foden than what it is for Saka.
Yeah, something like that.
That's where Saka gets the boost.
There has been other young players who've also been shining. You know what I'm saying? And Saka is one of them, and there's more. So there's another young guy also. I think you will.
Mason Greenwood. I mean, not in the conversation. He's not in the conversation, but quality-wise, he's up there. But for this season, he's Foden. Second is Saka. Done. Saka doesn't overtake Foden. He doesn't. For me, personally.
Oh, he doesn't. I mean,
I think,
but he's going to be a fucking world beater. You know this.
The only reason why I say Saka before you go Jigs is because his versatility. He's played all over. He's played centre mid. He's played left wing all over.
He was the alternate striker as well at Arsenal at the time.
That's why. But okay, fair enough. I hear all of your answers. Fair enough. Player of the year. Here's where it gets interesting. Peter.
My player of the year would not. I don't think it's been. I wouldn't go with anyone other than. I think it would have been Gundogan for like the most part of the season, but for me it was because that run he had. It was like 3 months of just scoring.
He's still not. If you look at his stats to the season and where he is now,
City's top goal scorer.
Shit.
He's City's top goal scorer.
But that's not the league's top goal scorer.
No, but he's City's top goal scorer.
It comes. He's for important goals. The brain was out.
We all entitled to our own opinion. We are all entitled to our own opinion.
100% agreed. Who's yours, Beaster?
I stick with De Bruyne actually. My choice is De Bruyne.
Okay. Yeah, you. Pascal?
I'm stuck between Gundogan and Sterling. I think one of those two. But I'll go with, just for the sake of being different, maybe I'll go with Gundogan at least. Because he scored a lot of important goals. There was a spell for about like 3 months whereby it was all about him.
He came in when De Bruyne was out, which made it even more of an impact. De Bruyne was out and he was the one that stepped up. And he was taking a much more attacking role than what the reason they bought him for. Because Fernandinho was out, he was in. De Bruyne was out, he was in. And he did both roles.
Yeah, the ultimate midfield is Rodri, bro. The ultimate midfield is either Rodri or Fernandinho. It is not Gundogan. It is not
in the beginning of the season, it was Gundogan.
I said he was supposed to be there holding midfielder, but he became when the brainer went out. He became
Gundogan
the
scored goals
attacking
at Dortmund,
midfielder,
bro.
and he's been
Gundogan
chipping in.
scored goals for Dortmund. He scored goals for Germany before he came to
But
Man
look at
City.
his first
He's
few
no
seasons at
holding.
City. Look at his first few seasons with City. He didn't do that. It wasn't his role. That
Yeah,
was De Bruyne. That was the magician.
Yeah.
And when De Bruyne was out, they were still scoring. But he wasn't creating the goals. He was scoring it.
Yeah.
And everyone in fantasy thought, is this the week to buy him? Now we buy him and then he's not going to score. He scored again. He
Exactly.
scored again. He scored again. And he proved over and over again that
Yeah.
he can score goals. And he proved that at Dortmund, like you were saying now. But when City was in a slump, it was players like him that didn't make it obvious that they were in a slump. Like with Liverpool, they couldn't. There's no centre back.
But there's better players this season.
Fair enough. Benny, I actually want to come with you. It's very interesting. I want to know what you're going to say about this one. I want to know what Benny
You
is
know what I'm
going
going
to
to
say.
say. But you know
Because
what I'm
I'm
going to
hearing
say.
everybody's names and I'm listening to him, but there's one name and I'm not hearing. And I hope Benny
Exactly.
is going to say it. Bro.
So now we have Harry Kane,
Bruno
top goal scorer in the
Fernandes.
league, and we have Salah, top goal scorer, both on 17.
but-
And below them is 16 goals. And who's
Bruno.
that? Thank you. Thank
14
you.
penalties, no problem.
Need I say fucking more?
14 penalties.
Benny,
And
you
one
spoke
goal
about
of the
16 goals.
season.
Benny.
16 goals.
Benny,
17 for
listen,
Salah. 17
nobody
for
said
Kane.
No, I'm saying 14 penalties.
He's a penalty merchant.
The thing
Because
is,
you're going
the
to upset
position
people.
of where City is laying at the moment in time makes Gundogan above Fernandes. City is winning the Premier League. City is still in the Champions League. So that is why you give Gundogan the benefit of the
Gundogan
doubt.
doesn't have more goals or
Fernandes
assists
is in your
than
team.
Bruno
He's a
Fernandes.
good
He doesn't.
player, but you are
He
not
doesn't.
anymore in the Cup. You are not going to win the league. You are not going to win the Europa. So be
Why are we not
fair.
winning the Europa?
You're not going to win it, Benny.
Why?
You're not going to win it, Benny. Benny,
Why?
you're not going to win it.
I want to
I'm
hear
telling you, you're
why.
not going to win it.
Explain
You're
to
not
me
gonna
why
win
we the favorite. Explain to me
You're
why
not
we the
going to
favorite.
win it. For you, it's a favorite. For you, it's a favorite. You alone is
No.
a favorite. Nobody else thinks it's a favorite. My favorite ice cream was chocolate. I don't eat it every week. I don't eat chocolate every week. It's not going to happen. You are not
I'm not
going to
gonna
win
argue.
it. You're not going to win it.
I'll just be on the podcast when we won the
Whatever you
Europa.
wanna
And
tell
then
me.
she can come on and then he's in his push the entire fucking podcast.
I will take it, but not now. It's not happening now. It's
Yeah.
not happening now.
We deal with it when it's time, bro. We deal with it
Look,
when
for
it's time.
me, I'm gonna go. I'm different from all of you guys, and I have my reasons. I feel this guy's impact is on the level. I'm not saying the same as this player, but I think his impact is similar to it. Remember, the one player I'm comparing him to came in, won a Champions League, and won a league the next year, and for me, it's Ruben Diaz again on that side.
Man's been brilliant. Man has been brilliant. But
Again,
not
like
player
I'm
this
saying, I'm
season
not
for me.
comparing him to Van Dijk. I'm not saying, but his impact is similar in the sense that he's came in and he showed them up. But hey, we'll see. We have what 4 or 5 minutes left. Any final thoughts, Beaster?
See you guys on Saturday.
Yeah, I'll see you on Saturday, bro.
I'm more excited for this game week than I was for any other game week this past. I think this international break was the same duration of the other internationals, but it just felt longer. It just felt
Really
longer.
long it was.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good to see you on Saturday, my brother. It's gonna be good to see all of you guys on Saturday. It's gonna be nice. Pascal, any final thoughts from your side, my bro?
No, just happy that the EPL is back. Obviously, these 2 weeks felt like, it felt like 2 years or something. So it's just good. Just to have the games back, the discussions. I'm looking forward to the remaining month or so, and just to see where Chelsea finish up. You know what I mean? Like, and just getting excited. Especially one thing that I wanted to mention quickly. This season right now, right, for Chelsea, kind of goes back to that 2012 season. When Roberto Di Matteo came in and things were falling apart. And they had that little run of theirs in the Champions League and they ended up pulling up the whole thing. So, I'm feeling good about myself right now. But yeah, we'll see what happens, man.
I want to ask you one more question before I even come on to Jigga. Who do you think he might ship out? Because obviously he needs to right now he's building his system by playing 3 at the back and he's trying to get the best out of certain players, playing Kante and Kovacic in midfield. But who do you think he might ship out?
the one name that comes to mind, it's a bit hard now because he's rotating too many players. But at the end of the day, I think somebody who might go on loan, probably Tammy Abraham, one of those. I think he might go, not on a permanent move or anything, maybe just on loan somewhere. Who else? Man, I'm hoping he doesn't get rid of Kante because Kante hasn't been, featuring that much now. Like, of course, we've seen a few games, key games in playing, but I hope he keeps him. But it has to be Tammy Abraham, and maybe Zuma might go. I think Zuma goes. I really do, because I see him using Christian.
Permanently.
I see him using Christiansen more than Zuma right now. You know what I mean? So I think Zuma might go, and maybe one or two others. I don't know, but we'll see what happens.
No,
Do
it's late.
you think he goes?
No, I think he keeps. You have to keep him. I don't think. Look, I think he gives him one more season just to see what he does. But I mean, it would be crazy to get rid of him right now. I think it's insane. You have to keep him.
Look, one thing I must admit, I wish I had an owner like Roman. He doesn't care who you are. He looks at your league position. He gave you money. He signed you he brought you in here for a reason. You're not getting results. I fire you. I don't care who the hell you are. I'm here in a results business. And that's what I respect him for. And I can honestly say, and I'm fearing for the worst now, is that once Tuchel gets his players in next year, there's going to be deep shit. I can tell you
that's
that
the
much.
problem. That is.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all.
Mark my words.
He
There's
is
going to be
the best place in the world by PSG.
Hey, he got to the final with PSG.
He
my
had
bro.
Mbappe and Neymar at PSG. He
Only
didn't win.
two PSG have a dead team. Idrissa Gana, Gay, and what's it?
Fred! You will not say no. I'm sorry. PSG is a better team than Chelsea.
But you know what? I'm going to leave Jigs for last. Jigs always closes up nicely. Benny, what's your final thoughts?
I just can't wait to see you on Saturday, bro. That's it.
It's going to be mezzo, my man. It's going to be lovely. It's going to be nice. You guys give me a time and then I'm there. But it's going to be awesome. We're
The
gonna make a nice
morning,
meal.
6 o'clock.
Not like the last time. It's not going to be like the last time. We start with the Chelsea game because we're going to have to video call Pascal after they win comfortably 1-0. Big, close us out, my brother. You always do it so awesome, my bro.
First and foremost, everybody, it's the Easter weekend, right? Be safe. It's very important for us to be safe. It's still COVID out there. Just follow the restrictions. We're adults, we know better. You know what I'm saying? Let us first be safe over this weekend. And now that the Premier League is back, enjoy some footy. I'm also excited. And wherever you saw, I'm probably going to be gate crashing. So I'll see you guys over the weekend. Just check on I'm not around. You will see me. I find you.
You better. I can't wait.
I'll see you guys over the weekend, man. No.
Yeah, you know what, guys? Really appreciate you guys always jumping on. The discussion is always awesome. We have a bit of bands, we laugh, but at the end of the day, we also still have a good, solid conversation, and I appreciate
Therapeutic.
And now, let's not forget about. I don't know why they'll just leave us like that. That's a very cowardly act, just to log off and not say goodbye.
I also think
to my fellow supporter.
I think
So
I was having
please
network
notify
issues.
him that I hope to be on his show so we can solve this problem of just logging off when you feel like it. You know what I'm saying? Without saying goodbye. Just respectful, man. That guy, man.
Don't worry. You know what I'm actually thinking? When there's a next big game and a big podcast, instead of us sitting on this platform, we must sit around a big table and have a solid discussion, man.
I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that.
I think I need to organize that and also have a live chat running in the background on the screen or something like that. But I think we need to have that.
Perfect.
All of us at help.
Then we get to one time and my team was better.
Nobody can run when they just feel like it, you know.
Let's leave the log as the people that knows where the fuck the teams are. The log says who's better than who. Am I right, Chica?
No.
about the love? What about the
I
love?
don't think so.
If West Brom is top,
What
you want
about
to
the
tell me
love?
they better?
Yes, there we go. I'm gonna use that one actually.
Statistics.
But gents, like I said, it's been awesome. I really enjoyed it. Hopefully we can catch each other on Tuesday for the review show. I'll definitely see you guys over the weekend. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Anyone who was watching this for the first time, I have one more sub to go to 100. So it's not about getting me. There's getting all these legends there that bring you good content, good conversation. It's bringing everyone in the chat to get us to 100 subs because we move. It's all about you guys. So it's your boy DVD. Like I always say, like the thing, share the thing, and subscribe to the fucking thing. Enjoy your Easter weekend.